Hi, and welcome to another episode of the Cover Zero podcast, the show where I cover the least in the best way possible. I'm your host, Jason Wells. Today is Wednesday, October 22nd. I'm horrifically down bad with the Dolphins at the moment, but I won't get into that, because I'll just depress myself even more if that's possible. A lot of good teams to talk about. The Chiefs look like they are back. The Rams kicked ass in London. The Broncos-Giants game was wild ending. A lot of good games this week. A lot of good games to talk about. A lot of people to talk about. And again, this is what this episode is for. It is the Week 7? I think that's right. Week 7 recap. I'm tired, clearly. Feeling a little iffy, sick too, just a little bit. Had a very busy day outside at MCFT. We finally did one of our pump labs, and it rained for most of the morning. And it was like, whatever, we're going to get wet anyways. And then we come back for tree mensuration, and nope, we're outside all day too. So yeah, I just spent the entire day outside in wet clothes, essentially. So, and I already woke up feeling a little iffy to begin with. So, hopefully a shorter episode. I'm not going to do the college football highlights this week just because I have so much else going on. The knee is healing up good. The stitches come out probably a week from now. Yeah, I don't know. Let's just get into it. Shout out to the Blue Jays making the World Series, though. That was an insane game last night, but we're not going to talk about that game. We will talk about the games we did watch last night. The Bucks at Lions and the Texans and Seahawks. Before we get into either of these Monday night games, enough with the double headers, NFL. Like, seriously, this has been so annoying, and I don't know if it's just because I'm out on the Atlantic coast, the East Coast now, whatever. Having a game start at 11 p.m. for me, not doable. Like, not doable at all. It just takes away, I don't know, one Monday night football game, please. I think this was probably the last Monday night doubleheader. I hope so, but I hate the Monday doubleheaders. I don't know why I do. I just do. But let's talk about these games, though. Starting off with the first one, Lions 24, Bucks 9. This was one of these games where this was essentially, who's my top team in the NFC? And I did think the Lions were going to come out on top just because the Bucks are hurt. But so were the Lions. The Lions were essentially missing their entire secondary, and they had guys who I essentially never heard of pick up the slack. I will shout out one guy, though, because while I was watching, he made a couple good plays. And again, I've never heard of him. Let's see if I can actually point out his name. Was it Nick Whiteside? I don't know who Nick Whiteside is, but he made a few good plays. Really, the story of this one, though, is how great of a running back Jahmyr Gibbs is. 17 carries, 136 rushing yards, 2 TDs, added 3 catches for 82 yards on the day as well. The battle for Offensive Player of the Year is going to be crazy. I mean, between Gibbs, Jonathan Taylor, Bijan Robinson, Jackson Smith-Njigba, Puka Nacua, there's a lot of guys who deserve mentioning when we're talking about the awards. And again, we're about halfway through the NFL season, which seems absolutely wrong for me to be saying, but we sadly are. And yeah, I don't even know if Gibbs would be like a top 4, top 5, definitely top 5, but like definitely not top 3. Jonathan Taylor, Bijan, they've been killing it, but what Gibbs has done for this Lions offense, and obviously they like the Sonic and Knuckles duo with him and Monty, but Gibbs deserves a lot more of the share of the backfield, and he has definitely earned it. He is an absolute stud. Aleem McNeil back for this Lions defense as well, and that looked like a big missing piece for them. Aleem McNeil is one of the better interior players in this league, even if you don't know about him. Aleem McNeil is an absolute stud. Did Aiden Hutchinson come away with a sack? No, but he had a fumble recovery. Good for him. Bucks on the other side here. Again, tough game, and especially tough because they lose Mike Evans, I think in the second quarter, broken clavicle. And he is essentially out for the next 6 to 8 weeks, which puts him timetable to return towards the end of the season. And that's essentially it for his 11 straight 1,000-yard seasons. He will not be getting a 12th. He will not be having the sole possession of that record that he now shares with Jerry Rice. It is too bad from like that aspect of it. Like Mike Evans is an incredible player, but it's always next man up for the Bucks. And next man up in this game, it was Tez Johnson. Again, 4 catches, 58 yards, and a TD. Tez Johnson's combine performance was greatly overrated. Is that the right? Again, my brain is very, very foggy right now, but people put way too much stock into Tez Johnson's combine, where it's like, oh, this really, really small dude didn't run a fast 40. And he didn't. And apparently he might have put on weight for the combine, and that's why he didn't run a fast 40. Apparently he might be closer to under 150. Which, under 150 playing in the NFL, I don't know how that's even possible, but is what it is. Baker couldn't do his regular Baker thing and like will this team to a win. Again, they're very, very unhealthy right now, so it is what it is. The defense played well. Again, these are my 2 top teams in the NFC, and the NFC is an absolute gauntlet, where the AFC, as usual, it just looks like it's the Chiefs and then a bunch of everybody else. But again, I expect these 2 teams to be fighting in the NFC Championship game when it's all said and done, but it was a good battle. The other Monday night game here, Texans 19, Seahawks 27. This Seahawks team is good. Like, again, I'm not completely sold on what Sam Darnold has been over the last year and a half. Like, yes, I think Sam Darnold is an easy top 20 quarterback, probably top 15 at this point. Which, again, sounds not to say I'm not a fan of the running game. I don't think Kenneth Walker or Zach Charbonnet are really good. I think they're both, like, okay running backs, but the fact that you just have 2 okay running backs as your guys, but none of that matters because they have Jackson Smith-Njigba, who for another, I think for 3 straight games now, he's had 8+ catches for 120+ yards and 1 TD. There is a reason why he is definitely in the Offensive Player of the Year conversation, is because he is putting up an insane stat line each and every week. What he does for this Seahawks offense is absolutely fantastic. And yeah, the Seahawks defense, again, continues to do their thing. 3 sacks on the day. They had an interception. They're good. The Seahawks are good. I don't know if people are real believers in them. I'm a real believer in them. And it makes it easy when the Texans just look so dysfunctional across the board. They could not run the ball whatsoever. Woody Marks, this was supposed to be probably, the Woody Marks, he's going to get all the touches, and he had 10 carries for 15 yards. Not great. But Nick Chubb also not great. 5 carries for 16 yards, so whatever. And yeah, obviously, the focus is on Nico Collins and on offense. So you take Nico Collins away, other guys have to step up. Dalton Schultz, 9 catches for 98 yards. That's pretty good. Jalen Noel, the rookie, 4 catches, 77 yards. That's pretty good. But this Texans offense does not look good. And there are a bunch of people who are coming at CJ Stroud and blaming CJ Stroud and, it's his fault. And I don't know if you should extend him at this point and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, yeah, like those are... I wouldn't put stock in those comments, but yeah, CJ Stroud hasn't looked like CJ Stroud since his rookie year. And again, it's hard to game plan against someone when you have no tape on them. And then after the rookie year, you get their tape in. It's like, okay, things get a little bit easier. But the way that the Texans have been mismanaged too, like terrible offensive line. I mean, it's really just a terrible offensive line. I don't know what the play callers are doing either. They don't have a running game. It's been rough. It has been rough sledding for CJ Stroud. And yeah, this Texans defense is still good. Jackson Smith-Njigba, though, kicked the absolute shit out of Derek Stingley. That was one of my, watch out for this matchup. This should be a very good game. And no, Jackson Smith-Njigba kicked the shit out of Derek Stingley. Like, I have not seen Derek Stingley look that bad in ever. Like, I don't think that's a real stretch for me to say is that was probably Derek Stingley's worst game of his pro and maybe even college career. Like, Jackson Smith-Njigba, oh my God, Jackson Smith-Njigba gave him the absolute business. He scored a TD late in this game too, dunked it through the uprights, kind of just like posterizing Stingley. Obviously gets a flag for that because you can't do that anymore. Thanks, Jimmy Graham. Oh, well, thanks NFL, but Jimmy Graham, shout out to you because that's still a sick celebration. My God. Okay, we will keep going here. Back all the way up. Not doing Thursday night because if you listen to Friday's episode, it was weird and scheduled weird. So I've already recapped Thursday's episode. Thursday night football. Browns and the Steelers are exactly who I thought they were. They're pretty good. They're going to lose in the wild card game. Joe Flacco, awesome, legend. Game plan, throw to Jamar Chase, throw to T. Higgins. Pretty damn simple. So next game up here, it is the Rams at the Jags. Rams 35, Jags 7. What Matt Stafford continues to do in his late age is very, very impressive. And Matt Stafford was, again, this entire offseason was, is Matt Stafford hurt? Is he going to play? Is Matt Stafford actually dead? We don't know. He had the hyperbaric chamber and the red light thing. It looked, again, he might have made his sacrifice to the devil, and now we get more great Matt Stafford. 5 passing touchdowns for Stafford in this game on only 182 passing yards, which is very, very funny, but the Rams always had short field because the Jags just continue to get in their own way, but it is what it is. Devontae Adams, 3 receiving TDs on the day. The defense played great. Is this Nate? Nate Landman. I don't think he's a rookie, but either way, he's been in the league for a while, but he had a sack and a half in this one. He's been having good. Byron Young, another sack and a half. How many sacks does Byron Young have on the season now? Byron Young has 9 sacks on the season. Shout out to Byron Young. That is obviously fantastic. Jared Verse added another sack as well. This Rams team is good. No Puka Nacua either. They're on bye this week, and then they'll get healthier, and then the Rams are really good. Again, the NFC is an absolute gauntlet. Jags on the other side. Again, it's the same thing I've kind of said for the last few weeks, where this Jags team is really good. However, they just continually get in their own way. I forget what the actual numbers behind this stat was, but it was basically the Jags made it to like the Rams 30 on like 5 straight possessions and came away with 0 points every single time, whether that be from failed 4th down conversions or turnover or like just interceptions or fumbles. Either way, 5 missed field goals. 5 straight times they left that with no points. There is a reason why this game was a blowout, is because they failed to capitalize literally every single time. Between that and drops, and again, the Jags continue to get in their own way. However, this was the Travis Hunter breakout game. 8 catches, 101 yards, and a TD. Played some pretty good snaps on defense too, but this was the big breakout on offense of what we've all been kind of wanting to see because, Travis Hunter, really good player. Like the things he was doing with the ball in his hands, he looks like a special player. I knew this already. Some people didn't. Some people still clown the pick and, he's the cardio king. Travis Hunter is just really fucking good at football, and he will only continue to get better on both sides of the ball. Brian Thomas Jr., however, left the game with an injury, dropped a couple balls. The sophomore slump for Brian Thomas Jr. has been very, very real. Like, very, very real. Again, he's obviously still, like, a really good player and all that, like, stuff, but he's looked very shaky. I think I can say that with a decent amount of authority anyways. We'll keep going, though. Next game up here. Patriots 31, Titans 13. Another game where Drake May does something unbelievable. Drake May sets a new franchise record for completion percentage with 91.3. Yep, he completed 91.3% of his passes on Sunday, breaking Tom Brady's record. Yay. See, this sucks, because I'm going to have to talk about the Dolphins in just like a little bit here. But here I am with, again, it's almost every week now with, Drake May. Drake May's really fucking good. I fucking hate it. It's unbelievable. The Patriots did exactly what they should have done. They absolutely kicked the shit out of Titans. Mike Vrabel got his revenge game. I mean, wholeheartedly got his revenge game. It looked a little iffy early. Cam Ward scored, and it was like, no, look, the Titans are winning. And that was basically the end of that. Ramondre Stevenson looked good. Again, Drake May looked incredible. This Patriots team is good. This Patriots team is very good. Titans on the other side. Very bad team. Very bad. They are basically selling everyone. They said that everyone is on the trade block except for Jeffrey Simmons and Cam Ward, which, fair enough. But I don't even know where you go. Because, a lot of the mistakes Cam Ward is making are just self-inflicted, bad mistakes. Yes, is he playing with absolutely no one out there? Yeah. This weekend also isn't going to get worse, because I think Calvin Ridley is injured. They just cut Tyler Lockett. I'll talk more about that on Thursday. So, I'm pretty sure Cam Ward's starting receivers going into next week are, Alec Iomena, rookie, Shamir Dike, I think that's how you say that, also a rookie, and then a few practice squad guys. Not great. The Titans are an absolute shit show. They will continue to be an absolute shit show. Nothing else positive to really say about them. We'll keep going here. Bears 26, Saints 14. The run game for the Bears has come alive. Last week, DeAndre Swift kind of had his breakout performance under Ben Johnson, and he follows it up with another banger. 19 carries, 124 yards, 1 rushing touchdown, and even Kyle Monangai, the rookie, got involved. 13 carries, 81 yards, and another TD there. If this run game, this is something that they can keep building on, the Bears are going to be good, because we know that they can throw the ball well. Rome Odunze has been having a very good season so far, and then they got, again, Luther Burden, DJ Moore, Cole Kmet, they just have guys to throw the ball to. But the run game has been not there. Now the run game is there. They haven't needed to really throw the ball, because they're just running the ball so efficiently, so well. It's very, very nice to see. The Bears are playing good football. You know who wasn't playing good football? Spencer Rattler. Spencer Rattler really did have his first bad performance of the season, which, again, it was week 7. I don't think anyone really expected Spencer Rattler to play 6 straight weeks of, fairly impressive football, at least for Spencer Rattler standards. But here he was, and I don't know if it's something with Caleb Williams where he shares the field with him and he just gets in his own head about this is the guy that took my job, or I don't know. The guy who, the guy who, top dogged him, who Spencer Rattler was the top dog after being on that QB1 show where he got documented in high school and his journey to Oklahoma, and then in comes Caleb Williams and just kind of stole all of his spotlight. And Spencer Rattler was having a good season, and who comes in to steal his spotlight again? Caleb fucking Williams. And this really wasn't even that big of a Caleb Williams game, but Spencer Rattler, not great. 3 interceptions. A couple bad ones. I think one was tipped at the line, but his stat lines still look pretty good. The Saints have absolutely no run game. I think unfortunately for them too, center Eric McCoy looks like he's going to be out for the season. So that interior offensive line looks absolutely terrible, especially if they have no run game. Chris Olave had a good game though. Shout out to Chris Olave. We'll keep going though. Okay. Dolphins 6, Browns 31. I don't even know where to really begin with this. This is, again, I've been a Dolphins fan for a long time. We're hovering around 2 decades, I'd like to say, and this is the lowest I have ever been in my Dolphins fandom. Even just going into this game, the Browns were 2.5-point favorites. Again, a bad Cleveland Browns team was 2.5-point favorites against us. And if that wasn't bad enough, they whooped us. This game wasn't even close. The defense, again, the run defense, absolutely non-existent. Quinshon Judkins went off, 3 rushing touchdowns for him. Tua played the worst game of his career so far, adding another 3 interceptions in this. Devon Achane, again, looking like the only bright spot that we can ever have on offense. Just everything about this game is bad. And again, to make matters worse, the Patriots are back. Drake May is an MVP candidate. And the Dolphins are still the fucking Dolphins. It's embarrassing. I truly do hate this team. They are bad for my mental health. Very bad for my mental health. And there's a reason why it is NFL Dolphins at this point, because the NFL is a much better product than what the Miami Dolphins give me every single week. It's terrible. Everyone sucks. Everyone needs to be fired. No one's going to be fired, unfortunately, though, for me. I would like to be fired from a cannon, potentially, but it is what it is. Browns on the other side, again, I don't have anything really to say. Quinshon Judkins had a very good game, but also, fuck you, Quinshon Judkins. You had like 75 rushing yards, and the first quarter wasn't even done. I needed you to get 100, and you couldn't get 25 more for the rest of the game? I don't know how that happens, but is what it is. Dylan Gabriel played fine. The Browns defense was, again, much better than ours, obviously. Myles Garrett's still a freak. The Dolphins just suck, and I shouldn't, because usually I spend the most time talking about the Dolphins, but I won't, because the Dolphins just fucking suck. Speaking about fucking sucking, the Carolina Panthers 13, the New York Jets 6. Shout out to J.C. Horn in this one. 2 interceptions on the game. One, a very sick one-handed catch in the end zone to potentially save a TD. And I don't think it's a bold thing for me to say that, J.C. Horn was probably the best person to catch a ball from a Jets quarterback in this game. Like, again, no Garrett Wilson. Josh Reynolds, wide receiver number 1. Alan Lazard, still around for whatever reason. This Jets team is absolutely terrible. And again, I have nothing really to say about the Panthers. Bryce Young left the game with a high ankle sprain. He's out for this coming weekend against the Bills, so that obviously sucks. And Andy Dalton gets to come in again and do whatever Andy Dalton's thing is. I guess we'll see. But either way, I have nothing really to say about the Panthers. They won this one because the Jets are fucking terrible, and the Jets offense is absolutely fucking terrible. What are the stats? What are the bad stats I have about Justin Fields? Justin Fields is 14-36 all time, and that is the worst win percentage with that many starts. It's bad. Even Jets owner Woody Johnson after the game said, I don't know how we're supposed to complete a throw the football when our quarterback's that bad. Your owner is saying that about you. Your owner, Justin Fields is still owed $20 million next year. First of all, that whole contract is absolutely absurd. I don't know why they paid that. But, yeah, Justin Fields is one of the worst quarterbacks in football. And it's weird to say because he is such an athlete and, fun to watch. But he's bad. I don't know where that guy from Ohio State went. I mean, even, the early Chicago days. I don't know. He can't throw a football. There is time for, the Jets offensive line, when they, were in clear passing situations and he had time to throw, because, again, that Jets offensive line is still pretty good. He can't see the field. He can't read anything. Justin Fields is, again, he makes me grateful that I'm not a Jets fan. I don't know who has him. I mean, I could argue that the Dolphins have it worse because we haven't won a playoff game this century, and the Jets have been to AFC championship games 15 years ago, which 15 years ago is a very long time ago, but it is what it is. The Jets are absolutely terrible. The Jets are they're battling the Titans, I think, in my opinion, for the worst team in the league anyways. Next game up here, Eagles 28, Vikings 22. The Eagles finally get their passing attack going. This might have been Jalen Hurts' best game of his in the regular season of his career, because we all know he's had some very stellar playoff games. But Hurts, 19 to 23 for 326 yards, 3 passing touchdowns. Devontae Smith was like the big recipient of that. 9 catches, 183 yards and a TD. A.J. Brown came alive as well, too. 4 catches, 121 yards, 2 TDs. Passing attack looked good. Saquon Barkley, on the other hand, Madden curse. Saquon Barkley does not look like Saquon Barkley obviously did look last year. Saquon Barkley was Offensive Player of the Year. And this is what, like, obviously Saquon and the Eagles, they had bigger aspirations than just, like, Saquon breaking the regular season rushing record. Like, obviously, they were going for that Super Bowl last year. But I think that if you were to ask Saquon, and, again, have it not be public, and this isn't leaving this room, but if you were to ask Saquon to be like, do you regret not going after the rushing yards record last year? He 100% says yes. I don't care what anyone says, like, he was right there. He needed like another half of football, and yeah, he would have easily broken that record. And the fact that he chose not to go after that record, again, they won a Super Bowl, everything's all sunshine and roses and whatever, but it's not right now. And Saquon looks rough. I don't know where the burst is. And again, this isn't all on Saquon because the Eagles' offensive line has been very hurt so far the start this year. I think Landon Dickerson hasn't been healthy all year. Lane Johnson's been like in and out. They lost Mekhi Becton, which I don't think people projected as a big loss, but it ended up being a big loss. And yeah, the Eagles' run game, which has been the real strength of this team, has essentially been non-existent. It's been very, very weird to watch, but hey, the Eagles won. And again, the passing attack looked great. They almost lost this one, though. Carson Wentz almost came back and won. Carson Wentz did a lot of like really funny things. And again, he played like Carson Wentz, where he just kind of does whatever he wants. And it's fun. Yeah, I was going to say it's exciting. It's not exciting because it's terrifying, especially if you're like a fan of whatever team Carson Wentz is quarterbacking, because I think he's like less fun Jameis Winston. I think that's a very good way of putting Carson Wentz, honestly. Less fun Jameis Winston. You never really know what to expect while knowing exactly what to expect, if that makes any sense. Yeah, the Vikings obviously need to figure some things out. I don't know when J.J. McCarthy's coming back. That's been all like, ooh. I mean, Schefter dumped on himself, essentially, when he's like, it's like a 2 to 4 week injury, so he should be back, blah, blah, blah. And then he came out and he's like, no, it was always a 6-week thing. Whoever said that? And it's like, you did, Adam. You're the one who said. I think the only like real NFL insider who like isn't blatantly obvious that he's carrying water for like these NFL agents or NFL teams is Ian Rappaport. And I give Rapp a ton of credit for that, where I know obviously he does, but the way that like Schefter or Tom Pelissero do it, where it's like, it's borderline disgusting at times. Yeah, honestly, we can keep going though. Oof, this is a bad one. Raiders 0, Chiefs 31. Yeah, the Chiefs kicked the absolute shit out of the Raiders. Like, this was a whooping, and I'll just go through kind of like the team stats of this game, if you will. So, Raiders first downs, 3. Chiefs, 30. Raiders, 0 for 7 on third down. Chiefs were 9 for 15. Rushing yards, 25 for the Raiders, 152 for the Chiefs. Passing yards, 70 for the Raiders, 282 yards for the Chiefs. Yes, you heard that right. Total yards, 95 for the Raiders, 434 for the Chiefs. And yeah, time of possession, 17 minutes and 52 seconds for the Raiders and 42 minutes and 8 seconds for the Chiefs. The Raiders ran 30 plays on offense this game. That is the lowest mark since 2002. That is below half of what teams average per game, which I think was 60.8 if I remember it off the top of my head. Terrible. Geno Smith didn't complete a pass between 349 in the first 349 in the first quarter to 209 in the third quarter. The Raiders are awful. The Raiders are truly awful. I don't really have to spend a lot of time on the Chiefs in this one because the Chiefs are fucking great. The Chiefs are back to being the Chiefs, and even if I don't think this defense is like fantastic, the offense is the best in the league. I don't think that there's anyone who can stop the Chiefs at this point. Again, that might be bold of me to say, but I believe it. I truly do believe it. And the Raiders, Pete Carroll is going to be gone after this year. Chip Kelly is going to be gone after this year. Not because, they'll get fired. They just don't want to be there. This is, they were supposed to build the culture, build the vision. There is no culture. There is no vision. It's absolutely terrible. I feel awful for Ashton Jeanty, who everyone's like, he's generational, he's this guy. And I obviously still really believe in Ashton Jeanty. I do think he's an incredible talent. But picking a running back at 6th overall when you can see all of the holes that the Raiders have, hey, if they picked Armin Membu to go play right tackle for them, and then their offensive line was Colton Miller and Armin Membu at their tackles, they would be better. Just by that. Again, they need so much on defense. They need so much everywhere. Geno Smith is the worst quarterback in the league. Didn't I just say that someone was the worst quarterback in the league? Justin Fields is the worst quarterback in the league. Sorry, Geno Smith is the second worst quarterback in the league. I think I can safely say that. But I had so much higher hopes for the Raiders this season. I really did. And maybe it's because Brock Bowers got hurt in week 1. And that was just kind of their big linchpin on offense. And they can't do anything since then. And even then, I don't believe that. I truly don't. Geno Smith has been, again, god awful. So we can move on here. Giants 32, Broncos 33. This game was absolutely insane at the end, and I think I can just start it off with this stat. Teams have won 1,602 straight games when leading by 18 points in the final 6 minutes. That streak has ended, and the Broncos have broken that streak, essentially. Again, I don't know why I said it like that. It is what it is. We'll keep going, though. Yeah, Bo Nix in this game. For 3 quarters of the game, Bo Nix was absolutely terrible. He played like Bo Nix, and I was like, okay, yeah, look, there's the Bo Nix that we all know. This is so obvious that he was going to have one of these games. And then he finishes the game with 4 TDs in the fourth quarter, and I think 200 total yards. Again, he only finished with 279 passing yards. So, this is the thing. Bo Nix, that fourth quarter, that was fantastic. Honestly, it was very Tim Tebow-esque, if you ask me. But at the end of the day, his stat line was still 27 of 50 for 279 yards and 2 passing TDs. It's a solid stat line, but, 279 yards on 50 passing attempts? It's not that good. Really. Barely completing 50% of your passes as well. Again, the first 3 quarters, Bo Nix was god-awful. And then, he found that Tebow luck, that Tebow magic, and they could not be stopped. The Giants could not stop them. I mean, the Giants just couldn't get in their own way as well. I don't know who their kicker was. Jude McAdamy. Sure, whatever. He's cut now. I'm never going to say or hear that name again. Honestly, malpractice on Joe Shane and Brian Dable's part, and I don't know who has full roster control on game days because Graham Gano has been out. That's their kicker, if you don't know. But Graham Gano's been out. And they signed Younghoe Koo after the Falcons cut him, and he's been on their practice squad. But instead of activating Younghoe Koo to be their kicker, they bring in this Jude guy who's never played in the NFL. And what does he do? He misses 2 extra points in this one. Not even 2 field goals. He misses 2 extra points. And wouldn't you know, that was the big difference maker in this. Again, Younghoe Koo, he's been iffy for the last, year, I'd say. But he's had years where, he's a top 5 kicker in the league. Bring that guy up. Don't bring the guy who's never played in the NFL before, who you need to rely on him in these big moments. Again, that's a big thing. Again, I'm shocked that was the call that someone decided to make. It is what it is, though. Jackson Dart, I don't think Jackson Dart's a good quarterback, but Jackson Dart is a fun quarterback. Like, he's a Baker Mayfield, like, again, like, I talk about, like, the dog mentality with Baker Mayfield, and he wills his team to wins, where Jackson Dart kind of has that same quality, but, like, at the end of the day, I know that Baker's, like, a pretty good quarterback. Like, just, you take away all of, like, the aura surrounding Baker, like, Baker's good. Like, Baker's a top 15 quarterback, whatever, where I think if you take all, like, the aura away from Jackson Dart, and I hate that I'm using that word, Jackson Dart just straight up isn't a good quarterback. Again, he's a lot of fun to watch, and there's things that he does with his feet and in the pocket where I'm very, very impressed by. But still, I'm not... Jackson Dart doesn't thrill me, I guess you can say. I don't know why I said it like that. Whatever, we can keep going. Shout out to Tyron Tracy. He had a long TD in this one. That was fun to watch. Colts at Chargers. Colts 38, Chargers 24. I talked about these Offensive Player of the Year candidates at the start of the year, and Jonathan Taylor has another great day. 16 carries, 94 yards, 3 rushing TDs on the day. Also added 3 catches for 38 yards as well. Yeah, Jonathan Taylor is currently on pace to be the first running back since LaDainian Tomlinson, I think in 2006, 2007, to rush for 20-plus rushing TDs. Yeah, Jonathan Taylor's been on an absolute tear to start the year. I mean, the Colts have been on an absolute tear to start the year. Shout out to Amir Abdullah, just getting his couple catches a game, too. I love Amir Abdullah. That's great. Alec Pierce got involved. Tyler Warren is a stud. Michael Pittman is a stud. They got dudes everywhere. And this defense also played really fucking well. 2 interceptions on them on the day. DeForest Buckner comes away with a couple sacks. Leatu Latu, another sack. And this isn't without their number 1 corner, Charvarius Ward, who unfortunately, I don't think I actually talked about this last week, but Charvarius Ward got injured in warm-ups where like he was just kind of doing like a DB drill and someone like ran into him, wasn't paying attention, and it looked like he kind of got like knocked out on the field, like he has a concussion, and yeah, it's bad enough where he got placed on IR. One of the most like freak injuries, and I can't even really say that because the Colts, like Anthony Richardson snapped like a resistance band into his eye and broke his orbital bone, which is also fucking crazy. This Colts team is a lot of fun. This Colts team is the Vikings team from last year, I would say. Shane Steichen is a fantastic play caller. There's a reason I have been believers of Chris Ballard and Shane Steichen, just because I'm like, I know you guys are good. I know that Chris Ballard knows how to build a team. I know that Shane Steichen knows how to coach a team. They just haven't had a quarterback. And obviously they tried with Anthony Richardson. That didn't work out. But Daniel Jones, average QB play, competent QB play. You can see just the upswing in the offense with someone who knows how to like manage a football game. It's been a very, very pleasant surprise to watch. The Colts have been absolutely one of the biggest shockers so far of the year. Chargers on the other side. Again, I'm not a believer in your defense. It is what it is. Again, you got some injuries and stuff like that, but not a believer in the defense. And the offense, there's only so much you can do. Like, truly, again, they were more competitive in this one towards the end than I thought. Justin Herbert did have, like, some big plays late. He also had some, like, really bad plays, but that offensive line is horrendous. They have practice squad running backs starting for them. However, Oronde Gadsden, for the second straight week now, has, I mean, in this one, 7 catches, 164 yards in a TD. Last week, he had 7 catches for 68 yards. I think that Gadsden has become Herbert's like safety valve dump-off guy because he doesn't have a lot of time to read his progressions and throw to QJ or Ladd or Keenan Allen. But, hey, it has been a very fun to watch him. Gadsden, 6'5", 235, so like not like the biggest guy, but he is a willing blocker, and that's what matters. So he has all of the athletic ability. He's a very, very good athlete. I think he was a converted wide receiver in college to tight end. Again, he's only getting better. I like the development, or I like the potential of what this Chargers offense could be. I think Joe Alt is close to coming back. I don't know if it's going to be this weekend or next weekend or whenever, but that'll be a big help. I'm going to pause this here, though, because I have to go pick up my lovely girlfriend from sewing class. Okay, I am back now. Next game up here, Commanders 22, Cowboys 44. Cowboys put an absolute whooping on them. CeeDee Lamb, in his first game back from injury, goes off, 5 catches, 110 yards, 1 TD, like he never left. Jake Ferguson added 2 TDs for the game. Pickens still had a good, productive 4-catch, 82-yard performance. I wish Javonte Williams, again, there should be an award for someone like Javonte Williams, who he had his crazy injury in like year 2 of the league, and the last 2 years for him have been very pedestrian. That might have just been because he was on the Broncos. But yeah, 19 carries, 116 yards, another TD. Like, Javonte Williams has been one of the best running backs in this league this year. It's been absolutely nuts. Dak, 21 of 30, 264, 3 passing touchdowns. This Cowboys offense is absolutely lethal. And, you know, if they had a pass rusher for this defense, damn, that defense would look really fucking good. I'm not saying that the Cowboys would have been contenders if Micah Parsons was still on their team, but, like, I think that they could have. I think that this offense is good enough. I still think their defense is absolutely terrible. But add a guy like Micah Parsons to that defense, it makes it a whole lot better. I'm still... Oh, I gotta sneeze. Oh, God. Whew, there's a big sneeze. Okay, my bad. Yeah, the Cowboys, again, as much good as they can do this year, and they're such a fun team, and the offense is so good, I'm just going to be pissed off deep down inside because they should have never let Micah Parsons walk. And again, they could have been like a good contending team. But yeah, I don't know. Cowboys fans, please get your hopes up, because it was always funny when they shrivel out in a wild card loss like they typically do. Shout out to Deron Bland, though, the pick 6 king. He got another pick 6 in this one. I heard someone on the broadcast say that Jadeveon Clowney has been like really good so far, and he had a sack in this one, but like, regardless. Commanders on the other side. How am I gonna say this? The Commanders thought that they were way better than they actually were going into like this offseason. And granted, they made it to an NFC Championship game, and like, first year with Jaden Daniels, and everything looked good. But the Commanders last year, on like every important thing that could have gone wrong or right, it went right. Everything went in their direction in terms of who they signed, who they drafted. Just everything worked out for the Commanders last year. And again, they made that NFC Championship game. And this year, they're like, we're right there. Like, we can do this. And again, the Tunsil trade was a good trade to like shore up that offensive line. And then after that, they just brought in a bunch of aging vets again. And the vets that they did bring back from last year are now bad. Like, it's just, again, you pay all of these old people who had like really great 1 years, and then it doesn't work out. People have regressed. People have, again, still injured. Terry McLaurin, who, could have signed that contract at like the end of June, but instead, no, it was like the final week before the season started, and he's been banged up now, and that's just kind of what happens, is you don't train, you don't practice all year, and then all of a sudden, okay, I'm going 100%, more likely for an injury. And yeah, everything is kind of caught up to the Commanders, and they have not been good, have not been a solid team. And it doesn't help that Jaden Daniels also keeps getting injured. And these aren't major injuries with Jaden either, which I don't know if that's like a good or a bad thing, because like, on the good side, it's like, yeah, it's not a major injury. He didn't tear up his knee, he didn't break a leg, he didn't bust an ankle, like, fine. but it seems like he's getting nicked or banged up almost every single week for, again, a calf strain, his shoulder's sore. Like, again, those aren't actual injuries that he's had. I mean, some of them are, but him being progressively injured or hurt throughout the season, that's been a story from LSU to his rookie year to now this year. Marcus Mariota had to go back in, and Marcus Mariota, he played okay, and then he didn't play okay, and that's just kind of the story of Marcus Mariota. But yeah, I don't know what the Commanders do. Like, they're not a playoff team this year. The NFC is way too tough for them to even be considered as a playoff team. What am I going to say? Blah, blah, blah. The roster is not there, like, whatsoever. They need more receivers. They need more help on defense. Like, after, thinking, we can be Super Bowl contenders, next, it's going to be like a mini reset for them next offseason. They misplayed their hand terribly, and it is absolutely showing on the field right now. And again, hopefully Jaden Daniels is okay, and it's just a minor injury. Again, like a hamstring injury. Like, he's been injured. Again, he's been injured far too often. But again, we can keep going here. Also, shout out to Brandon Aubrey. Brandon Aubrey becomes the first kicker in NFL history with 5 field goals from 60-plus yards. Brandon Aubrey will break that record for longest field goal at some point. I don't think it's a matter of if, it's a matter of when he does it. But I hope the Cowboys do give him a chance to kick a 70-plus yarder, because that would be absolutely insane. We'll keep going here. Next game up, Packers 27, Cardinals 23. The Packers, I don't know what to think of the Packers. I think that's the best way that I can really, it's I really like Matt LaFleur. Josh Jacobs is great. I'm a believer in Jordan Love compared to most people are still teetering the fence on him. I don't think they really have any real number one weapons. I mean, I love Tucker Kraft. I think he's a top 5 tight end. And again, they got guys with Matthew Golden and Romeo Doubs, and is Jaden Reed back? Jaden Reed's not back yet. Either way, they got guys. But it's never easy for them. And that's what bugs me. And it's the same thing with their defense. It's never easy with their defense too. Their defense played great in this one. They absolutely got after Jacoby Brissett, sacking him 6 times on the day. This was Micah Parsons' true breakout game for the Packers too. And again, they need that version of Micah Parsons. I mean, they just need this version of the Packers defense in general. But Jacoby still played good ball. The Packers almost lost this game to the Cardinals' backup quarterback, Jacoby Brissett, who the Cardinals are also missing their 2 starting running backs and a bunch of other guys here and there. The Packers are an obviously good team, but they've shown me nothing this year other than that week 1 Lions game, where we can now look back at that and be okay, well, the Lions were rusty more than the Packers are some supremely good team. The Packers are a very good team, but I need to see a real, they just whooped that bad team, or no, they were clearly better than this top contending team or something. And I'm sure that we'll get that. There's plenty of moments throughout the rest of the season for me to get that vindication moment or whatever. But yeah, the Packers just feel like one of those teams that I'm not going to fully buy in until they give me a reason to buy in, because again, there's a lot of just interesting pieces. I don't really like the secondary, but that front 7 is so good. The offense, Josh Jacobs is good. The offensive line's okay. Jordan Love, I'm a believer in Jordan Love, but the receiving core, I'm they got a lot of guys, but not a lot of dudes. You know what I mean? The Packers are just a weird team. Again, they're a very good weird team, but they're still a weird team at the end of the day. Cardinals on the other side, I mean, it's just another classic Cardinals performance, and that now makes it, they've lost 5 straight games by a combined 13 points. And all 5 of those games have been decided in the last 30 seconds, where we could theoretically be sitting here with a Cardinals team that is 7-0. Their 5 losses have all come, again, I just said it, within the last 30 seconds of games, and only 13 points total between those 5 losses. And I'm going to go as far as to say is Jacoby Brissett is a better quarterback for this team than Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray is not good. Kyler Murray is like a tier above Justin Fields in terms of like what he can do on a football field. Because at least Kyler Murray can pass a little bit. He can run a little bit. But Kyler doesn't do anything particularly well, though. Where at least Jacoby Brissett can stand in the pocket, get hit, make some big throws. Cool. I think Jacoby Brissett, yeah, he's a pretty decent quarterback. Yeah, I'm not buying. I mean, again, I haven't been a buyer in Kyler Murray in a long time, but like, I think it's very interesting that the backup quarterback can come in and this offense looks pretty damn good versus when Kyler's in there and it looks okay. Like, it truly does just look okay at best. Again, this Cardinals team does have a lot of fight. It's just, it hasn't mattered, and that's what hurts them. Like, obviously, I do hope that something turns around for them, or I'm interested to see when Walter Nolan gets back. Anyways, if that helps their defense out a little bit, but like for right now, anyways, it's been a tough year. Again, 5 straight losses, where all losses come in the last 30 seconds, and those losses combine to 13 points. Tough. Very tough. And finally, Sunday Night Football here. Falcons 10, San Francisco 49ers 20. I don't know why I said their full name. It's about talking about Offensive Player of the Year. I completely forgot to list Christian McCaffrey in that list, obviously. He was crazy in this game. 24 rushes, 129 yards, 2 TDs. Also added 7 catches for 72 yards. He was their offense in this one. Mac Jones couldn't give I'm not even going to say a vintage Mac Jones performance, but like this was a Jimmy G level performance for Mac Jones in this one. 17 for 26, 152 yards. Again, he did his part, didn't turn the ball over. Never mind, he did turn the ball over. He had an interception. Never mind. So it was a Jimmy G performance. Yeah, the credit that Kyle Shanahan should get this season is insane. Like, this team is so hurt. And, like, yeah, I would put them on, like, the same level as hurt as the Baltimore Ravens. And we all see how the Baltimore Ravens season is gone. But the Niners are 5-2. The Niners are the 1 seed in the NFC West? Yeah. The Niners are the 1 seed in the NFC West. I'll say that with confidence this time. And yeah, they're only going to be getting people back from injury. Like, this offense will continue to get better. The defense is solid. Like, shout out to Robert Saleh. I don't think the Jets should have fired him. I thought that he was doing a really good job. I don't know why he got fired to begin with. It's not his fault that Zach Wilson fucking stunk and he got stuck with him. But, like, yeah, like, the Niners defense is still playing really well. No Nick Bosa, no Fred Warner. It doesn't matter. That Niners defense comes to play, and that's what Robert Saleh gives you. He is a floor raiser for his defenses anyways, and Kyle Shanahan is a floor raiser for his offense. Obviously, it's a big help that CMC is still there, but yeah, Kyle Shanahan, Coach of the Year. I think it's probably him and Shane Steichen as 1-2 right now, but the injuries that the Niners have had to go through, and they just keep winning. I'm shocked by it. Like, I keep picking against the Niners every week, and maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should probably stop. I probably should. But yeah, credit to Kyle Shanahan. Credit to Robert Saleh. Like, this team has been coached very, very, very well. And yeah, they deserve a ton of credit. Obviously, the players deserve a ton of credit, and Christian McCaffrey, he's still an elite running back. Falcons on the other side, though. People want to, they're elite, they're so good. No. Bijan Robinson is elite. Drake London is elite. But hey, when those guys get taken out of the game plan, yeah, we're not relying on Michael Penix to do fucking shit. It's just, yeah. They couldn't run the ball. They couldn't really throw the ball in this one. It's, yeah, this is the Falcons to me. I'm not believing in the Falcons anymore. I don't think I was ever really believing in the Falcons at all this season, but like, this is kind of what we get. They never show up when it really matters. And this is a young Falcons team, and they can get better as the season goes on. We all know this, but yeah, I just don't have faith in the Falcons to be a consistent team. I think that no, the NFC is really tough, where I think unless they win the NFC South, which they're not going to win the NFC South because the Bucs are going to win the NFC South, this isn't going to be a playoff team. And the Rams have their first round pick this year, which is obviously tough. I gotta sneeze again. God damn it. Oh. Yeah, the Falcons are going to be a tough team to play against week in, week out, but they're not a team that people should be really buying into. Again, they're going to be feisty, they're going to be solid, but I think there's going to be some bad coaching mistakes and just bad mistakes of personnel in general and whatever, where again, the Falcons just won't be a serious team this year. And I will end it here. I am tired. I am clearly sick. So, yeah, I'm going to go to bed. And if you have liked this, please like, share, retweet, subscribe, tell all your friends, all that fun stuff. And until next time, peace.